Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on Lockdown Friday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to a little bit further north than where we just did an interview just a moment ago. Of course, we're going from Sydney to Ballina in particular, of course, in the northern New South Wales. And of course, only a couple of weeks or months ago now that, of course, the grand final happened. And of course, Ballina won their premiership as well. And, of course, we've got the captain of that team, joining us right now to tell us all about it from the Ballina Bombers women's football team. Of course, her name's Sophie. She joins us now. Thanks, Sophie, for joining us.
G'day, mate. Yeah, no, awesome. Thanks for having us. Like we said before, we're pretty lucky compared to you buggers down there. So, so I hope everybody's staying all good down there. But, yeah, we're lucky. I'm actually a bit unlucky at the moment. All my team is heading to their footy trip as I speak. So I've got a bit of work tomorrow, so I'm stuck at home and they're starting to have a great time right about now.
Well, we'll talk a bit about that in just a moment, but let's talk a bit about the season itself. Obviously, a pretty unusual year, as everyone knows. Were you optimistic back in March that we're going to get a season at all?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I was fingers crossing. I was hoping we were going to try and make things happen. Then, of course, it got pretty crazy everywhere, I guess. But, I mean, we just had to play it by ear, I guess. But, yeah, we really scrambled and pushed for once it started to ease for that season, whatever we could get. So, I mean, I was pretty unsure, I must say. I was pretty unsure. I was thinking that we weren't going to have a 2020.
Now, it was a very shortened season. I think you've got to play your opponents maybe once or twice throughout the year.
Yes. Yep. That's it. That's correct. Yeah. So we have because we don't have a very big comp where we are. We actually only have 4 teams in our comp. So we usually verse everybody about 4 times, which is really strange, but we kind of got used to it. And then it was kind of like a normal season, but a very short season. But we were happy to get what we got. So obviously as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We'll talk a bit about that better in a moment. Now we'll move to the grand final in particular. Tell us a bit about the day, and especially, was there any moment of that game that you just got a chance to enjoy the moment?
Byron, the team that we versed, they're a really fantastic team, and it was an absolute nail biter of the whole game. It was a really close game, really low scoring game, and it was anybody's game pretty much the whole time. So at the start of the game, I was actually feeling pretty good, like trying to rev the girls up. I was really in the moment. I was happy. But as the moment we stepped on that field, no, I had no second to enjoy playing at all. I was just worried as all. I was nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. It was, and until that whistle, and I was like, holy moly, this siren should go soon. And then it sort of hit me, and I'm like, keep it there, girls. We're going to win this thing anyway. So, yeah, no, it gives me the sweats thinking about it.
I love your description of what you just said. Now, once the final siren went, was it a relief?
Yeah, and like just joy because having the season, just fitting the season in, and having heaps of new players come, being an all-female team, we have a lot of girls that like to have a couple of babies, so we lose a couple of players here. And a couple of years ago, we actually won 10 games in a row, and then we sort of just went a little bit down here from them. So we really spiked, and so that was really disappointing. So it was really great just to just relief. I was actually in disbelief for a little bit there, but yeah, it was joy, happy, pure joy.
Now, of course, you would have been the first one with your coach to hold the Premiership Cup first.
Yep.
What did that mean to you now to be a Premiership captain, and especially to hold the cup first before everyone just completely swarmed onto you? Which I did see in one of the footage from the Ballina Bombers social media?
Yeah. How's that? It was streamed live and everything. Yeah, but, it was honestly, I was still a little bit shocked that we had won it and then not really hit the system because I played a lot of sport. I played a lot of soccer, and I've actually never won a premiership at all in my life. So it was my first premiership, and I've played soccer quite high up, especially when I was younger. So I think I was really, really shocked. But Nick, the coach, we worked really hard to get everybody to encouraging everybody to come to training, which is obviously a big key to success there. And so it just all paid off, and it was a bit surreal, I guess. But yeah, I mean, get the girls over here straight away. They're my team, so let's just enjoy it together. So yeah.
Now, of course, tell us a bit about your premiership coach.
Yeah, Nick. Well, he's been second year coaching us now, and he did everything he could during the ups and downs, the limited numbers. He's always got every one of the girls' backs, that's for sure. He's a little bit of a quiet man every now and then. And definitely, but I guess he's just he's just your shadow. He's just always there, and he's always there to help anybody out, I guess. And pulled us through in the end. But I guess his commitment again through these tough times was just, it was fantastic. So a real backboard for everybody.
Getting to hold the Premiership Cup first. Number one, I guess, when you got your hand on it, how surreal was it? And I'm assuming you had plenty of photos with it when you first got it. Did you get a chance to kiss the Premiership Cup, even though you're not supposed to in COVID? But did you?
Yeah, look, it's hard when you play a footy game with your teammates and you're just pretty much wrestling and tackling each other. That cup came home and to every single place that we went to, and I think not just me, but many people maybe kissed it, really. So yeah, I think the first thing we did was actually got a sneaky drink out of it in the change rooms, actually. So those were the first lips that locked onto that thing, I think.
Did you get a photo with you kissing her?
I don't think I have a photo of, not that I know. It could be somewhere in someone's phone. Who knows? There is they chucked a flag around a few of the captains as a cape, and I got a couple of photos. And again, I look at it now and just like, yeah, I was really in, because Byron, you got to hand it to the other team. They were such a good team, and we really tried. We tried hard every single time we versed them to really give them a good game and try. Every single player, puts in 110%. So it was, honestly, a bit of disbelief and shock. I was like, that I got the cup. So yeah.
Now I can see you got your Premiership medal around your neck, which I'll get you to show to our amazing viewers. There it is. There it is.
You guys don't know how you can see it, but
yeah. Now the question I'm going to ask you is, Soph, how long did you wear your medal around your neck for, and did you sleep with it?
I think I did actually. I don't think I took it off till that morning. Because these are our jerseys as well that we got on, because during COVID we actually couldn't get our polos. I guess there wasn't, I'm not sure why, but so we ended up keeping our jerseys, which is awesome. And I didn't take that off till the morning either. So I think this stayed on till the morning until we had to get up and go to the next thing. So yeah. And there was, I think there was fines, and also you got in trouble if you took it off. So yeah. You're supposed to wear it all weekend, but so yeah, it's a tough crowd up here, so
we'll get to the fines in a moment, because obviously it does lead up to a footy trip thing, which you mentioned your teammates probably enjoying themselves right now. But I guess tell us a bit about the team itself and how special was that Premiership team this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been a few girls that have been in the team since 2017, which has been so awesome. And then we've kind of like, even though we may not see each other every week, like we're just like a little family. Like I said to you before, I've played a lot of sport in my years, and the club is just so different compared to any club that I've played with at all. Like they're and the girls, like, you know, like we said as well, some of them have gone off, had a kid, come back, you know, straight back into it. And so you kind of like have grown, you know, people have started businesses, people have moved away, people come back, and we just always come back to this team. And so we're also pretty fortunate enough to have a few girls come that have had played before, which is awesome because it just adds to the team's experience and you know, teaching from each other, because we started from a team for, you know, for the last few years, which a lot of our players had, like half of them who are new had never played AFL before, which if you've never played AFL before, it's a real strange game to a lot of people. So you're like, what? It goes this way? What way? Chase ball, see ball, kick ball? What's happening here? So it was really good to have a few girls that had played before. And but yeah, just a crack a bunch, and all ages as well. You know, we had a young chick come and play for us, and I think one of our oldest players is nearly 40. You know, so there's just a whole range of everybody, and we're just all get along, which is really great. So yeah.
Now, for you, Soph, how did you get involved in footy, and why did you choose it?
Well, I'm a sole trader. I'm a dog trainer, and I run another business as well. So I was in 2000 when the league started. I can't remember actually who wrote me into it, because I didn't have any like good mates that actually were playing, and all my mates had actually moved away. You know, just from high school and stuff. So yeah, I remember, because it was a hard choice, because I was into SES, which is our state emergency service, and I ended up doing the hard choice and ditching SES for AFL. and yeah, it just I at that point in time, I actually had broken up with my partner, so it was really good to come and have this, like, you know, this new group, which was very scary at the same time, and have this, you know, this new group of friends that I could hang out with and rely on and talk to and play a good game with. So yeah, it was a great year, great starting year from what has now led to 2020. How cool.
Obviously, we know what the highlight was, which is winning a premiership. So I'm going to move on to the next question I'm going to ask you, which is, what does the sport of footy mean to you now, especially being there at the Ballina Bombers? You know, I just realised the shirt I've got behind me is actually from not a club not too far away from where you are, actually, in Queensland, actually. So sorry sorry for all the Bombers fans in Ballina.
Yeah, no, it's I think there's a few different players in our team that go for all different types of teams. I don't think because we've had a lot of people again move up years ago from Melbourne and come from everywhere. So actually in the recent finals games, we've had heated debates on the group chat, so which is quite hilarious. Yeah, I mean, now it's just a good bunch of mates to resort to, and I mean, I'm not just the girls, you know, any of the boys as well. Again, it's just that real club. That's the reason why I stuck around. Definitely, like, I really love playing sport, and I love playing sport to a high level, but and the club there is just what sticks you there, because they're such a good group of people. It's not necessarily now for me for like to play just AFL, play sport. It's definitely a social life as well, especially if, like me, and I'm a sole trader, who I find it hard to like stop and then make time for that. It's really easy to like just get caught up in your work. So yeah, it's really more about everything rather than just a game, which the first year I really got obsessed with playing footy, like, as well. Like, I really loved the sport and I really wanted to take it further. And then I kind of thought, no, these girls are just weapons. Like, I want to stick around here. So yeah.
Now, what position do you play on the field? And if you had a preferred position where you like to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
So yeah, I usually play in the mid. So they call us the Rat Pack. So usually I'd be right in the center. And I would have usually have said I would love to have a crack of like full forward. Because I used to be a goalkeeper, so I love diving in the air and trying to get those really, really, really hard balls. Like I thoroughly enjoy that. Like even if we were to lose a game, like I'm like if I got a good mark, I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, but in saying that, towards the end of this year, I actually was a bit injured. So the coach ended up putting me in the forwards quite a bit, just to give me a bit of a running break here and there. And I hated it. Like I did enjoy it because I was on the field, but I'd much rather be in the mids. Like now, I'm like, oh, no. And so a big part of our game plan is making that mid line on the the 50 line. So and that's how we really lock in our attacks and get any balls coming out from the back line of the opposite team, and then we just hit them again and again and again. So we're really good at developing that line, and I'm really someone who promotes that in when we play. So not being able to do that really irritated me because Nick always dedicated that to be my job. So it being in the forward line, and then say if I got a really tall girl on me as well, which I'm not the tallest person in the world, it would really annoy me if I couldn't do what I'd normally do in a game. So yeah, I would say just stick me back in mids again, please. Let me fix myself up, and I'm happy to return there. I've had my time. So yeah.
Now, what would be your advice to our listeners and viewers in Northern New South Wales that should get down to Ballina and get involved in footy?
Oh, definitely. Look, if you want to get involved with a good bunch of girls and humans, everybody, the Ballina Bombers is definitely the club for you. Not just do we want to encourage you to, be fit and healthy. No, that extends mentally. Everybody's got your back as well. And I guess that's been like such a great thing during this year is that luckily we're getting a season. And I think it does so much for not just our physical health, but our mental health because we're all mucked around. So, again, I'm really feeling sorry for you guys down there. But, yeah, if anybody's keen, look, we are looking for anybody. Anybody wants to give it a crack, just coming over, we'll kick a ball with you. So, yeah.
And, of course, for everyone out there, you have no idea where your home ground is. Whereabouts is your home ground?
So Ballina Bombers, it's the Fripp Oval in Ballina. So it's a lot of people know where Byron Bay is, but you don't want to go to that team over there. Come down a little bit, less quiet, less traffic. Ballina is definitely much better. So and it's not too far out on in inland either. It's just a good little spot to be.
Yes, I've actually been to Ballina, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, of course, let's finish up with a couple of lighthearted questions about your teammates. Obviously on their footy trip at the moment. Now, firstly, any embarrassing moments by anyone on your team?
Oh, geez, when? I saw a video because we had the after party at my place after the game, and I saw a video of someone in my neighbour's paddock nude running. Just and I've gone, I don't remember that. There was also a couple of times where we'd be training, and this is my vice captain, Loz. She took I think within a span of 2 minutes, missed 2 balls and hit her straight in the face. So we called it
Falcon.
Good old Falcon, she's awesome. That was a great moment. In our game, on our team, one of our girls got a yellow card.
Yes.
So now, whenever we see Patty, and whenever she walks out from any room or any, I'm sure on the footy trip, it's going nuts. Whenever you see her, you say, "Too hard, yellow card," and so that is now a running thing. You see, because we have a different umpire, right? And that type of physical aggression would usually be absolutely fine, but because you get different umps during the finals, usually it's a little bit hard to, like, you know, tailor what they like and what they don't like, obviously. What else? Geez, there's many, mate. There's many, so many things. People rocking up to wrong locations. On our silly Sunday, one of the girls was riding a bike and literally just seemed like she just went too far and just, you know, that was a bit of a funny one. But yeah, mate, I could go on for ages.
Now, who's the comedian, the best dancer, and the best singer in the team?
Ooh, there's a new girl in our team called Hope. She actually, we were pretty lucky with the Queensland bubble. She studies up there somewhere, and so she was able to play a couple times for us when the bubble around Queensland and stuff happened. So Hope, but is a huge comedian. She's absolutely hilarious. I've heard that she's drawn a picture for our footy shirt or something. Anyway, apparently it's quite funny. She's definitely the comedian. What was next? Best singer. Oh, geez, there's a few. It's got to be tied between. There's a girl called Lani. She actually won best on that time. Loves to sing. Best dancer is Beck Fist, or Fisty we call her. Mate, she pulled some crazy moves out on Sunday morning, which we were all like, you know, a bit mummified, still recovering, just taking it all in. And she's already bringing out all these kind of moves. And we were like, oh my gosh, where did this come from? So I'm sure she'll pull a few moves out this weekend, definitely. She does some crazy stuff like splits, leaning back, nuts.
Now, we'll finish up with this last two. Now, you mentioned about the fine system just a moment ago. Of course, that's which is leading up to this weekend's footy trip. So the question I'm going to ask you is, who has copped the most fines in your team?
Oh, easy. There's a girl who never pays her fines, but she's been in the team ever since it started. Frankie Butler. So Miss Franks, or Frank the Tank, we like to call her, never pays a fine. And she will also do outrageous stuff for any amount of money. So someone, actually Leah lost a toenail once, and someone dared $20 to lick her toe where there was no toenail. And yep, straight away did it. That's another embarrassing one I get for you. But yeah, she's always will scab your drinks, scab your food. But I mean, she's an awesome chick. Everybody loves her. But gets so many fines, and I don't think she ever pays them. Yeah, I think a couple of years ago she rocked up to $200. So like I say, isn't that what the fine system's all about? They've got to pay up. Obviously not. We'll finish up with this one last one, which is, do you have a pre-game superstition or ritual? Ooh. Pre-game superstition. No, but I really feel like I can't play properly without skins, and it really wigs me out if I don't have skins on. And once they told me, I broke my black skins. They tore, they were way too old. And I had to wear navy ones. And then they're like, oh, the umps won't let you on. And I'm like, no. So I really tucked them up really high so no one could see them. There's no way you could take my skins off me. But no, other than that, especially for Granny, it was just like a really heavy before game chat. Just, you know, lay it out to the girls. Explain to the girls that 2020 is like a mullet, you know. It was serious up front, and now it's all party in the back. So let's do it. So a good game talk is probably my next one. So yeah.
Well, so thank you so much for getting up your time to join us and talking about your amazing Premiership season. And can't wait to hopefully maybe make my way up to Ballina again. Of course, once everything opens up again, and hopefully watch the mighty Bombers in action, try to defend that 2020 Premiership into 2021.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for it, mate. Hopefully it's all back to normal, and hopefully it's all back to normal for you guys as well. Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
No worries. And that's the Ballina, of course, Bombers women's premiership captain, Sophie there, joins there. Of course, if you want to get down there and have a go, of course, in 2021, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can go about it down there at the mighty Ballina Bombers, of course, on the beautiful part of Australia as well, up in the northern New South Wales. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away. Here on Lockdown Friday.